Alright, we're back. Let's get this show on the road. So, the way I do it is I go into my. I have two copies of the world. I have my creative copy, and then I have my actual survival copy. And the way I go about it is I build them individually. I don't do the creative one. I don't do what I did in creative one for one, but I basically this is just to give me a general idea of what everything is supposed to be. Like you could see, like you can walk through here and stuff. And it just feels like a small medieval town. And that's basically what I want it to feel like anyways. So I'd say I'm doing a good job. I think. Like all the hay right here with the leaves on top. So the reason why there's leaves on the roof right here and stuff is because this was meant to be a tree, but I had to deconstruct the tree because of the fact that like I wanted to copy that tree. That was the only thing I wanted to copy one for one into my survival world was the tree. So I had to like deconstruct it with block palettes and shit to be able to like copy it perfectly. think I think this is good. It's a good general layout. It's gonna require a lot of andesite. It's gonna require a lot of andesite. I need to turn down my game's volume though. It's very loud for me. There we go. Let's get this show on the road. Hold on, where's the tree? Right over here. This is the tree right here. I want to go see how much andesite I have. Chicken! I don't know why I felt the need to stop and read that sign. I mean, maybe that'll be enough to fill in the area. I mean, let's go mining for some resources real quick. I want to get back in the groove of mining for shit because I don't really mine. I duplicate my shit, which I mean, I don't really have an issue with duplicating. It makes it more fun for me. And that's just always how I've played Minecraft. I don't really like care if you duplicate or not. You know, it's just one of those things. This is me and my wife's little area. We have a bunch of animals in this pen. That was my second attempt at a tree. This is my first tree that I made on this world right here, which this has been the style I used for years, but I wanted to try something different, which is why I did something like that. I was like, it sucks. And then I tried my best with the one in the town over there. And it ended up looking actually way better than I think both of them, if I'm being honest. So all that took for me to do was I just went in the creative, built up like the logs and shit, like the actual tree trunk. I don't know why that took me forever to figure out the term. I knew what it was. And then I ended up just spamming leaves around it. And I mean like actually spamming leaves. It was a nice build. It was fun. That's right, I come over here. Is there any like andesite in any of these chests? Cool. Okay. Well, let's head down here and see. Oh my god, let's see about this. Oh my god. And if not, I could always go find another cave. I know where a ton of caves are anyways, so. This all used to be andesite. I remember mining all of this up. This is like deep slate shit, so I don't know if this is gonna be like the best cave to look for this stuff at. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna be the best cave to look for stuff in. I'm looking at my monitor because it looks a lot, or my other monitor because it looks a lot brighter on there. Alright, let's go on a little adventure. Yes, right here. Why don't we... I mean, I don't think that's going to be enough, but I mean, granted at the same time, like, a lot of it's going to be mined up anyways, so let's go ahead and just duplicate for now. We can worry about, like, actually mining later. Oh my god. So itchy. I got a new chair in the time I was gone. It's been a long time since I showed my face on this channel, man. I'm just now... What was the last time I showed my face? 2023? A lot of you motherfuckers probably didn't even know I had blue hair. How much andesite is... Ooh, wait. Always gotta leave one stack, obviously. What I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna take this one stack, I'm gonna put it in the... duplicate this chest. That's what I call it. Dude, I remember fucking duplication glitches used to be so simple. They were nowhere near as efficient as they've become now, granted. I think the most efficient one I've ever seen was a variation of like one of the very first duplication glitches ever, actually. And one of the very first ones ever was a duplication glitch where you would break the block and then the moment it got into your inventory, you would immediately place it back down. And that was like one of the first ones ever discovered in Minecraft. And I remember it so well because Leonard, actually, my cousin Leonard, was playing Minecraft on his PlayStation or whatever the fuck console he had. I don't fucking remember. But he was showing me and Nick the duplication glitch where you would break it and then the moment it entered your inventory, you just place it back down. That was like, I mean, if I'm going to be honest with you, that was probably like 12-ish years ago. It was a long time ago. But yeah, and then that variation I was speaking of was there was one like that with shulker boxes, but they patched it, you know, a lot. They patched that duplication glitch a long time ago. So if you tried to place whenever you would go to immediately place it back down, yeah, you would have the shulker box in your inventory, but the moment it placed, it would immediately just vanish. So what you would end up doing is you would dye the shulker box to be a different color, and that would actually make it into just a different block entirely. And so, I remember that one pretty well. Yeah, that'll do. I was playing Spleef with the pig. Did he die? No, he just landed in the water. Okay, good. I gotta get this whole area too under here. There's so much like little details packed into this build. I wanna, after the floor is done, I gotta go into every building and decorate the inside of every building too, which that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be really fun. I'm actually quite looking forward to that. That sounded sarcastic. I am looking forward to it, granted. To be fair. Okay, that's just not how I wanted to break that, but that'll work, I guess. And then we need to go repair my shovel here in a minute, man. Whoa. Nice. I like the sound you make when you pick stuff up in this pack. If you're wondering what the pack I'm using is, it's on the Minecraft Marketplace. Usually, I'm not gonna pay for fucking Minecraft texture packs. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I'm guilty of it. I know. No, seriously though. Like when Minecraft Console Edition started putting in texture packs, they were all paid. And so, I mean, I have no problem paying with like a texture pack. But, I mean, at the same time, it's Minecraft on PC. Why would I pay for something? Why not just go play Java? Well, because we didn't fucking make this world on Java. Alright, pal. I didn't want to make this world on Java. I don't know what it is for base survival. I do not like base survival mode on Java. I like base survival mode on Bedrock a lot better. I like modded Java over modded Bedrock, because modded Bedrock is just pay $10, pay $140 to get 5 mods, and then you can play a very mid version of mods from Java that already exists on Java for free. So, you know. I'm not going to pay for something that I can get for free, for the most part. I mean, I play Warframe and I've paid for Platinum, so who am I to fucking realistically say anything, you know? So if you're wondering why we're not following the cracked ground texture for this, it's because of the fact that what I personally like to do is, I like to fill the entire floor in with andesite first, and then I like to go through with, just like, I'll go like this with my pickaxe, so you might want to look at photosensitive viewers, look away, right? And so, I'll just break random blocks as I go along, and as I'm breaking the blocks, or not as I'm breaking them, but when I finally get like the whole area kind of broken down and stuff, I'll then go in with the stone, the cobblestone, the non-polished andesite and shit, and fill it all in. Hello? How did that get over there? What the fuck? Yeah. So, I mean, a lot of this area right now doesn't have a whole ton of detail, and it kind of bothers me, yeah, to an extent. So, what I really want to try and do is I want to try fitting in smaller details. The problem is I just don't know what, which is why I build carts like this. I mean, like, look at this tree real quick. It's so pretty. Such a gorgeous tree. Like, it looks so nice. I love how it looks. But it's why I add like little carts like this around and stuff, just for smaller details and whatnot. Barrels as well for storage. It's a very cramped island town. They're going to need all the storage they can get, so I put down a lot of barrels too for that reason. Oh yeah, this is going to be way more than enough andesite. 100%. Come on, there we go. Can I reach that? Oh my god, I can. I need a ton of hay bales too. Because I like to decorate around with hay bales sometimes too. You've noticed it in the creative world, so I need hay bales as well, because I'm like, fuck, man. I fucking just don't, we don't have enough wheat for that right now. Maybe eventually, after I complete the flooring in this town, I will go through and finally finish part of my industrial district and kidnap some villagers there and make an automatic wheat farm over there. Man, this is... I just love how this place looks. Like, I'm very happy. This is the first time I've ever actually completed, like, a base of this size in Minecraft, so I'm very happy about it. I'm very, very happy about it. Oh my goodness. How much andesite is this gonna take him, man? I have enough. I know I have enough. A lot of the ground here is going to be replaced by, like, andesite anyways, so... Nice. Oof. I know it's been a while since I've streamed, by the way, too, so I'm sorry about that, you know. I'm just like, shit got so busy, man, like... My girlfriend came down, she lives out in San Jose. She's probably going to be living here soon, if I'm being honest with you. But she lives out in San Jose, and, where's my water? Here it is. And so, with work and stuff, sometimes she doesn't have, like, the best times to come see me, but she came down, and then some shit about, because I only stream when my parents aren't home, and I have my brother, because my brother, I get paid by the government to basically take care of my brother, right? Because he has special needs and shit, and so, you know, my mom's work schedule changed, which, for a little bit, for about 2 weeks, which didn't allow me to stream for as long, and I thought, like, if I'm going to stream, I'm going to want it to be at least, like, a few hours. I'm not going to just stream for, like, 2 hours. You know, by a few hours, I mean, like, a good 3 to 4. And so I was like, I don't want it to, like, just fucking, you know what I mean? And so I didn't stream for that, and then it fell out of my habits because it was, like, it got ingrained in my daily routine to basically stream, and then after that, it just, you know, it fell out. I was like, fuck, man. And so I've been telling Vinny, my girlfriend, I was like, dude, I'm gonna, like, start streaming again. And then it's just been slipping my mind. And then today I remembered, and I was like, oh my god, yes. So we got it. This is a good song. I don't ever usually stream my music because I'm not trying to, like, get DMCA'd, but I also, like, I'm not gonna listen to, like, no copyright sounds or some shit, man. Get this over here, get this back down. And then get everything back down here. Yes. Looking nice. This is the... Fuck, my ears have been so itchy today, I don't know why. This is the town map right here. I'm missing one on this side. This side has both completed. But yeah, this is the town map. You can see, like, this thing right here that kind of goes around the side of the island. The idea is this is at the, like, basin of a very big cliff range. And so it's going to extend pretty far. It's going to extend pretty far. And it's going to look nice. I'm going to do my best to make it look nice, realistic. But they're basically trapped here because of the cave. Or because of, not the cave, the fucking cliff. That's right, we go over here. Egg. We're gonna get an egg, Bert. We didn't. Damn it. Nope. Not in there either. I'm gonna make sure for each one I grab one as well. Basically meaning like, oh, if I grab 64 stone, I'm gonna grab 64 cobblestone. There we go. And then this is how we do it. So look away for a bit if you can't handle this. This is looking dumb. You can definitely patch it up just by... See, like, look at this. That's basically how I go about this. I don't know if other people do. But I'm not good at randomizing on a, like, cycle. I think it looks worse if I, like, okay, this block stone, this block cobblestone, this block andesite. I'm not good like that, which is why I do it in this method. I wonder how TNT would do. Fuck, that would blow up my buildings. I don't want to do that. I also want to have, so, ooh, Egbert time. You ready? We're going to get an Egbert out of this egg. Get ready for it. We didn't. Okay, so this right here, our little main area is also going to be landlocked by the mountains. Basically, like, the whole idea is that, like, they're all just kind of content with their lives. Like, yeah, they could leave, but they don't want to really have to cross the whole ocean. So the idea is, like, they're just content with staying, right? And so this little farmland is, like, not native to this town. Like, it is its own separate thing. But they do provide this town with like, food and shit. And so there's going to be, like, carriages that come down this area and come through here. This is going to be the storage area. And then the carriages go out that other end, loop around, and come through that area, and then come back through here, basically. And then this is a weapons forgery building right here. So I want to make sure that I get it all correct. There's a lot of, like, little lore bits and stuff here. Like, I want to make a, like, a small little story thread written in, like, a book and quill where, like, there's one islander who everyone is kind of, like, weary of. And a person from a different town, like, far across the ocean, basically comes here. He's a detective, and he's like, okay, why did I get called here to, like, check out this guy? And so it kind of slowly unravels that, like, hey, he's kind of a sketchy ass dude, and, like, you know, islanders are kind of weary of him for that, and so he gets kind of investigated, but the guy catches on that, like, oh, like, this guy's here for me, and so he starts kind of throwing him for loops and stuff. That's kind of what I want to do. I gotta fucking turn this game down, man. I cannot deal with it. It's ruining my music. There we go. I remember, so, not to spew her business all about, but I don't think it's anything too personal. Just, like, unfortunately how it goes sometimes, right? My wife, you know, Vinny, I call her my wife, my girlfriend. We want to get married, so I usually just resort to calling her my wife anyways. And so anyways, she, for, like, every year of her life, she's always told me that, like, her birthdays have always not been great, not been good. And this year, her birthday passed already. And, she was like, yeah, my birthday was actually good this year. and she turned 20, right? And so I was like, that's. I fucking pulled up the Deadpool and Wolverine clip where Deadpool takes a look at Wolverine's like comic accurate costume, and he's just like, well, that only took 20 fucking years, because she turned 20. It was like the perfect fucking thing, and she laughed super hard at that, and I don't know, I kind of I think about that sometimes because it's so dumb. It's such like a teasing joke at the same time and stuff, but I'm happy we're at least able to make light of that kind of stuff and the shit that she's been through and whatnot, you know. I love her so much, and I'm happy I have her. Okay. Peter, no, that's a Hell's Angel. What do you want? Meth? Okay. Fucking, it's a Family Guy clip. Or like Peter sees a biker in a mall and he thinks it's Santa and goes and sits in his lap, and the biker's like, what do you want? And Peter just goes, meth. And the biker's like, okay. It's so dumb. Hopefully, I gotta submit my IHSS hours here in a little bit. I'm at like $700-ish, maybe a little bit above, maybe a little bit below. But I'm making good on money. Not terrible. And it's like, oh, you know, that's not a ton. It's like, I know, but I mean, for the hours I get, I mean, it's serviceable. I get 700. I have $700 right now. I get paid 500. I'll be up to 1.2K. I don't really spend a whole lot. I don't really buy a whole lot. I mean, most of my money. Surprised I'm not like 400 pounds. Shocker, right? I mean, like, I feel bad because I feel like I could do so much more in my life. And it's just like, dude, you know, I have a lot of things and excuses for stuff. And I think they're valid enough reasons. But I also get why people are like, you're also being lazy. You know what I mean? I'm not going to deny the fact that maybe some of it stems from being a little bit lazy, right? Like, 23 can't drive, and it's like I should be able to. Yeah, I'm not gonna deny that, right? You're not wrong. At the same time, in my head, I'm also like, I'm in the middle of everything. I'm within walking distance of a card shop, a grocery store, a barber shop, multiple barber shops, and multiple grocery stores too. To be specific, Walmart, Dollar General, Target. I'm within walking distance of those. I'm within walking distance of Costco too. I mean, if I want to go to Target, I could go to Costco. It's like right down the street from Target, right? And so I'm in walking distance of all that shit. I'm also within walking distance of like restaurants, like a lot of restaurants and shit. And so it's like there's no point in me driving. I mean, yeah, like my mom brought up a good point the other day. I was telling her, like, explaining my ideas about it, and she brought up a good point about it, being like, what if Lucas hurts himself? And I was like, yeah, I mean, that's completely fair, but I'm not gonna, like, the kid's in his underwear 99% of the time. If he fucking hurts himself, like, badly to where I need to drive him somewhere, I'm not gonna fucking, like, get him dressed while he's fucking bleeding and take him to the hospital, drive down to the hospital, get him dressed and all that shit. I'd rather have the fucking ambulance come here and fucking have him and check him out. You know what I mean? Like, at that point, if I need to drive him somewhere because of how badly he injured himself, call me crazy. I'd rather just call the fucking ambulance, man. You know? And so, but that doesn't make our point invalid. I'm just like, hey, like, dude, if he hurt, like, I get what you're saying, but dude, if he hurt himself that bad to the point where, like, we need to call a fucking ambulance and I'm the only one, or like he needs to go to the hospital and I'm the only one here, dude, I'm calling a fucking ambulance. I have no clue what I'm doing. You know what I mean? And then, like, you know, also the point about, like, I brought up the point about, like, I could only fill up like 2 tanks of gas with my paycheck, and it's like, when are you gonna ever drive that much? Because yeah, I mean, I don't ever really go anywhere anyways, you know. So it's like, but it's like, even still, like, if I were to go down and go down to San Jose to go see Vinny, I'm like, dude, I'd rather just take the train. I'm gonna pay it's 292 miles. I'm gonna pay so much more, or maybe about the same in gas as I would for those fucking train tickets. for both ways. I'll probably pay 90, $80 in gas, roughly, maybe, for that shit, right? I pay 40 for both ways, I think. Is it 40 for both ways? I forget, right? Anyways, that's beside the point. Not, but that is the point. But the prices are gonna stay just about the same anyways. So yeah, it's gonna take longer to get there, but I mean that's not an issue for me. I've always done long distance travels. I've had days where I spent like 16 hours going from plane to airport to plane and shit. Like travel time's not really a worry for me because I've already like dealt with super long travel times to begin with, you know? And so but I'm not saying she's wrong or anything or saying like she just doesn't get it cuz she's right. I mean, dude, I'm 23. I should be able to drive, but it's I do have my reasons and as much as some people may not like them or think they're dumb, I think like you guys are they're completely justified in that and shit. But for me, it's just like I don't really see a need right now. And do I feel embarrassed that I'm 23 and I can barely like drive and stuff? Oh yeah, 100%. Like I'm not gonna deny the fact that yeah, maybe it's a little embarrassing for me, but I at the same time I don't care what people think of me. I've grown content with who I am, and yeah, I have my days where like I feel like I could be doing so much more. And quarantine did not help. When was it? 2020. I was like, to be fair, I was looking for a job during quarantine, and then quarantine happened, and I kept looking. No place was hiring me, and I was like, fuck, man. This feels like a divided section. I was like, fuck, man. So I ended up just like, there we go. That breaks it up, makes it feel a lot better. And so I ended up just kind of giving up for a long time, and that led me to uh, like 2023. I was like, hey, like IHSS, like I know like I haven't been putting the most effort into my job search, but this is a job right here. Like we could just do IHSS with Lucas, with my brother. And so we applied for it, we got approved for IHSS, and that's been my job for almost 3 years now. It's just taking care of Lucas. And it's like, dude, I wish I could do more, right? I wish I could do more. And so it's like, but at the same time, like, I'm making money off of this. And Lucas is definitely, I mean, he's not capable of taking care of himself. I mean, for one, he's 7 and he has autism. Like, he's not going to be able to, like, take care of himself at all by himself. And it just so happens that the way my parents like work schedule lines up is like it just so happens that they're gone for 4 hours apart, right? And so I'm like, you know I don't want to have my parents have to fucking go through the whole because it is like a whole process, to be fair. It is quite the process to kind of get your work schedules realigned. And so it's like I don't mind watching Lucas. I really don't. But some days I just really feel like I wish I could do more. So I've gotten, and I know as much as it's not true. What's today, Thursday? It is. I've really gotten into this mindset that like I'm stuck by him. And I don't resent him. I don't hate him. I love him with all my heart. But that's just how I feel some days, and I'm like, I want to do more. And I know I'm capable of so much more. And it's just like, I never do anything with anything at all. And I feel bad about it because I feel like I'm not living up to who I want to be, who my parents want me to be, and like everyone else's expectations, even my wife's. And I feel like I'm failing them all. And that just makes me, and that doesn't make me motivated. In fact, I have like clinical depression. Like I clinically am depressed, right? And so like pair that with like how I'm already feeling, it doesn't make me want to go out and push myself out there. It just makes me want to sit here and lock myself up more and like conceal myself from the world even more. And so it's like fuck. And I know it's a mindset I got to overcome. and I am working on it. You know, I'm not gonna. I started therapy about 5 months after me and Vinny got together, because I don't want to be some depressed loser weirdo for her. You know what I mean? I want to be someone that she can rely on, someone she can feel safe, comfortable with, someone who puts in all the effort and stuff for her. And you know, I expect the same on her end. I'm not saying it's going to be a one-sided thing for me where I'm doing everything, she does nothing, right? Because that's not what it is. I expect the same of her in some aspects. And so I just want to be able to be the best possible version of myself that I can be for Vinny. You know, and just because of how I am, I feel like I'm failing them sometimes. And it breaks my heart. It really does, you know? And so I do want to put in as much effort as I can. And I'm taking it slow, granted. I've been going on my nightly walks again, how I used to before quarantine. Quarantine really fucked that up for me. Because I used to go on walks every single night before quarantine for like years on end. And it was nice, it was peaceful, but I fell out of that habit because of quarantine. Everyone was like, stay inside. And I was like, okay. And then I joined a Discord server, and I met a few famous TikTokers in that server that I still talk to this day, granted. Which is crazy to me that I just, like, I don't think about it, or I don't, like, talk about it often. Like, it's just crazy to me that, like, I just so happen to know a few, like, niche internet micro celebrities just because I joined Discord servers. And it's like, small world, man. Really small world. And so I ended up, like, hanging out with a bunch of the people in their server and, like, also hanging out with them. And that kind of made me want to stay inside more because we were always talking and stuff and just hanging out, playing games together, listening to music together, having a good old fucking time and whatnot. You know what I mean? And so that didn't help. But I think it's good that I know what kind of sparked it and stuff, you know? And so, you know, like I said, oh fuck, that didn't help at all. But I've been making efforts now to get back on track to where I was before that time. And I think that's what matters, right? I'm making time, I'm making effort. I'm going to lift my camera up because I think he might be running into my room right now. And let me alt tab over to my music and pause it just in case. Okay, we're going to keep my camera pointed up like that so you can still see my eyes, but you can't see my face or like anything below it. So if he runs in, we should be fine. Because he's in, like I said earlier, I don't know, it was very very briefly mentioned in passing. He runs around the house in his underwear. He's a little nudist. He doesn't get naked. Granted, he does not get naked. But, you know, I've had him in instances where he's just walked in my room fucking naked. And I've had my camera on. And, I mean, yeah, I mean, I feel a little weird doing it. And it's unintentional. And, like, I basically catch it, like, the moment he walks into my room. Because whenever he runs, I go, like, into my room, I, like, look at my door just to be sure and shit. And so I've caught it, like, pretty much all the time. And so he'll run in my room butt ass naked. And I'm like, dude, you need to fucking get out. You cannot be running in my room, like, genuinely naked. Like, it's fine if you're in your underwear and you want to say hi to Vinny. Like, I get it. You know, Vinny says hi to you. You say hi to Vinny. You love Vinny and stuff, right? And so, like, I get it. But you cannot be running in here, like, actually just straight up naked, dude. And he goes, okay, Bubba, I sorry. And I'm like, it's fine. Just, you don't. Like, just don't do that. He's like, okay. And then that's that. He's smart. He knows. And it takes a few reminders to really get him to understand and stuff. Like, hey, like, he can't be doing that. But he hasn't done it in about 5 months. So that's good. So I'm very proud of him for that, you know. See what I mean, though? Like, look at how much... I feel like if I didn't do it like this, by the way, I feel like I would not be as good. It wouldn't look nowhere near as good as it does. Like, it genuinely just looks like a really beat up path and stuff, you know? I don't think there's as much stone as I would like there to be. Actually, I think it's about the same volume. We can definitely go around and adjust what we need to, though. For sure. So, you know, I mean, I love that kid so much. He's, I only have two siblings. I have a sister and I have a brother, and I'm the oldest of all of them. I'm older than my sister by. Alexa, what's the average age of a third grader?
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
That sounds so strange out of context. 5 to 6, 6 to 7, 7 to 8, 9 to 10. I'm older than her by maybe about 10, 9, 10 years. That kind of speaks volumes that I'm having to do math. I don't even know my own sister's age sometimes, and I feel bad. And I try to keep, but dude, I do not worry about that kind of stuff. I don't worry about like keeping track of that kind of shit. And I mean, yeah, it's a bit mean maybe, but I'm like, that's just me. You know, I only know how old Vinny is, how old my cousin Nick is, how old I am, and how old my brother is, you know. And so, like, I don't even know my own parents' age, you know. And so that's all I keep track of. But yeah, I'm older than my sister by about 10 years, and then my brother, I'm older than my brother by about 15 years. So I am definitely the eldest by quite a substantial margin in both contexts. I'm older than Vinny too, to be fair. Yes, I am 3 years older than Vinny. So when me and Vinny got together, I guess she was like freshly 19. She'd only been 19 for like a little around a month. So hold on, I was. Whoops, that is all caps. I do not want. Me and Vinny are trying to plan our 1 year. Sorry there. I forgot what I was talking about. It don't really fucking matter. Um, that's a nice little area. I know I have more buttons somewhere, so let me go grab them real quick. Wrong thing. Whoops. Yep. This is what I was looking for. Where is he? Right there. Okay. Where are my chests? I still do have quite a lot of that stuff. Did I just miss the buttons? Hello? The fuck was that? I did just miss them. There could be more in these other chests. There is. Where's my scaffolding? Where's this? Is it? I don't know. There's a chest somewhere that has extra scaffolding in it. So we're gonna, I guess go look for that. I think it's over here if I'm not mistaken. Or I may have broken this one. I did. Maybe it's in this chest over here then. Because I grab like all the essential items and I dump them somewhere. I forget where, but I know I do. So maybe there's more in this chest over here? Yeah, there's a whole other stack in there. Alright. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to go put all the stone back real quick. All the stony bits back real quick. And then we're going to, what did I want to grab from here? The campfires. I know that for a fact. And the barrels too. We want to grab the barrels as well. That's probably one of our best courses of actions is grabbing a barrel. We'll grab both stacks of barrels. I like using scaffolding as tables. People do not see the potential for tables and scaffolding. I'm about to blow y'all's fucking mind. Look at that, dude. That's a fucking table. Call me crazy all you want. That is a table. I have enough for 3 seats right here, which this is going to be the tavern right here. This was meant to be a house, but I think this would better do as a tavern. So there's only 1, 2, 3 houses on the entire island. My idea is that like only like 3 people have houses here, which are like the leaders of this area. And then like everyone else lives in the basement of their like place of work and shit, you know? We don't want to put it in the corner right here because that's gonna... Okay, now let's really get to like focusing on the barrels actually, because that's gonna... Didn't I already put up a sign for the restaurant? I did. Okay. Now we can do this. Just stack some barrels around like this. There we go. Do something like this just to make sure that we have the room. And then we can do... I think 3 for each is good, right? Like, that looks good. What if we do one, like, right here, too? That won't get in the way much, will it? No. Yeah, because it's already under this thing right here. Yeah, I think that looks fine. Put some barrels up right here as well. Like I said, a very small town, so they need all the storage that they can, like, possibly get. Which is why I like scattering barrels around and shit, you know? Definitely put some right here for the tavern. Very cramped little areas, I guess. Ooh, some would go really good right here. Like I said, the creative mode world is not exactly a one-for-one of what I am supposed to be doing. It's just like a general outline to help me better visualize shit and whatnot. So I'm not trying to copy the creative world one-to-one. I'm just doing like my own interpretations of what I've already built, if that makes sense. Basically drawing inspiration from myself. And then... Boop. That never existed. Alright, close your eyes. Here's the other stack of barrels. Whoops. Nice. We could also just do like that. Make it go all the way around. Have some barrels for both of these places right here with some hay in the back. let me break these ones right here, because this is where the hay's gonna be, right here, right here too. I think this looks good for now. So what we're gonna do now is, I like the fact that there's a lot of barrels around here. It really sells that they're kind of like tight on storage and shit and need a lot of room to work around and stuff, you know. Take these. Why did I put the 53 buttons back in there? Maybe I just saw gray when I was putting in the stone. It was like, yes, you go in there, my child. Okay. I need hanging signs. Where are my hanging signs? They're in here, aren't they? They were in there. See what I mean about needing more wheat, though? Where's my leaf litter? Here it is. So now you get to go around this area and just put bushes in front of it. Isn't that neato burrito? Eventually animals will stop spawning on the island right here because it's all just going to be andesite and stuff. So I do like that I put the moss on top of the leaves. I think it makes the bushes look a lot more dense. I think we could do with some right here as well. Right? Yeah, that looks... It adds... I mean, it's not a lot, but I think it adds a lot of, like, subtle vibes to the area. Which is nice. Yeah, I like how that one looks. Okay. Whoops. Wee! Yes, that's what I wanted to type on there. Whoops, wrong thing. Place all this around like this. I think we have a good thing going. I mean, it looks fine. We're going to make this area just a little bit more dense with some of these moss carpets, and then we're slowly going to spread it out the further away it gets. So, yeah, the moss is like part of the leaves and stuff, and it's kind of like meant to be a denser patch of leaves on the ground and stuff. So some of that kind of treks its way over into here sometimes. So we're going to go ahead and place one like that far away, and then that'll just be the end of it. Same thing with the leaf litter. Like around a lot of these leaves, we're just going to boop, 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 like that. Around these leaves, like I said, just kind of like spray them about. Doesn't really matter how. Just to make sure people know, like, yeah, there's leaves on the floor and stuff. But I can already tell you we're going to need a lot more. I like how this looks a lot. It's very nice, like, little, lively little town. I don't think he's going to run in here anytime soon, so I can just turn my camera back down. We are good. Oh my goodness. I know what chest my leaf litter is in. It's this one. Damn it. Is it this one? No, it's this one. Yeah. Alright. Now let's head back up to the surface and really focus on trying to make this area look as pretty as we can. What do we... I don't think I have any oak trapdoors. That's fine. I have a ton of oak wood. I can just make some. This is me and Vinny's house right there. That's the house we're going to be living in. Just spraying some leaf litter about really adds detail to a build. But we really also want to add some around here as well, just because of the fact that, like, you know, the tree and stuff. And as we get more out here, we're going to kind of slow down on it just a little bit. There we go. See? It slowly starts to get more intense. Ooh, that's a very nice transition. I like that. Yeah, see, same thing over here. It slowly just kind of fades out as you get further into it, which I think looks really nice. I think I got all the patches of leaves. We can break that. Looks a bit messy and uneven when I do it like that. Like it was intentionally placed there or something, which is not what I want. And then, real quick. That's what I meant by real quick. No. Seriously though, we need to go grab some oak trapdoors and some spruce fences. And if we don't have any, we could always craft them. Cause I got the spruce. Yeah, I got more than enough spruce to do this. Gonna give myself 10 for 40. Trapdoors. Perfect. That was perfect. That's also not what I needed to craft. Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. Get back down to 32 real quick. Or let's do 1, 2, 4. And then we do this. I don't know how that math did in math, but that's fine. Do one more of these. Do one more of these. Yeah, see? It's fine. I think I just crafted... I crafted more fences. It's okay. So I'll show you how I build my tiny little cards. I mean, it's super duper simple. I mean, all it is just this. And then you're done. Little carts. I try to make sure every place here has one though. Just because, like, they all, like, this is how they wheel the barrels that they got and shit over to here. And it just is kind of built up. So they each all have their own little carts and whatnot, you know. And then... I mean, I really like the little carts kind of strewn about everywhere. I think we can do one more right here. Yeah, let's go ahead and do one more right here. There we go. Yeah, it's connecting to the barrels, but you're barely ever going to see that anyways, so... Where the fuck are my lanterns? Let me go grab them real quick. Let me go grab my lanterns. This place is looking so nice, man. Yes, right there. One right there. And then we can do one right there. Right there. Right there. Yeah, this is about how it looked. Yep. Little carts everywhere. I think the carts really add a lot of character. I think they add a lot of personality to this area. And then we gotta make the benches too. Can't forget those. That's just not how it's meant to go. It's signs on the side, and then trapdoors at the back. There we go. Little bench. We could also probably plop one down right here. I think here's a good spot for one too. Eigenberg has a lot of, that's the name of this town, is Eigenberg. It has a lot of benches, you know. So if you're walking around, you could always find a spot to take a seat at. Like, this is a nice view right here. This is also a nice view right here, just right in front of the bar, I guess. It is essentially the bar. I wonder if I can manage to squeeze one in right here, too. Let's do, like, right here, actually. And see. That's not what I meant to do. Whoops. Yeah, right there is also a good view. Yeah. It's a nice little bench. But now, we're going to do this. Is it? It is this map. Yep, everything is updated, so let me go take a look at everything right here. So I know the buttons are not going to show on the map at all. Boom. Look at that. That's how big this place is, by the way. This is the entirety of it right here, what you're seeing on this board. So that is the area with the tree. That is the area I'm currently standing in with the map, and then that is the area we just worked on. We've got probably about maybe 25% of the island done. I've dumped a lot of time into this build. I also gotta redo the docks right here, because I had an idea the other day, and I did it in my creative world, and it ended up looking really, really good, so, you know. I need help spelling restaurant, dude. I'm not that smart. Alexa, how do you spell restaurant?
Restaurant is spelled R-E-S-T-A-U-R-A-N-T.
It is. I got it right. This one is tomorrows. There we go. Tomorrow's Tavern. Am I crazy or did they swing a little bit? I don't know. It looks like it's swinging, but I don't know. This is the Church of the Moon. So this is the restaurant, the church. Did I get everything labeled? What is this one supposed to be again? Dave's Decor. Whoops. And there we go. Now we just need like hay and shit. I mean, honestly, that's all we need now to kind of lighten up the area. I like how minimal the hay is here, though. I like how good it's starting to look here. It's looking real good. I mean, why don't I just... Am I fucking... Yes, I am dumb. Don't answer that. Acting like I can't just duplicate the hay bales. What the fuck is wrong with me? We also need to go around and add all the buttons and stuff. So I'm gonna, after I get everything in this chest right here, I'm gonna go do that. is it? Through here? Yep. Nate? I haven't spoken to Nate in a long time. Yeah, see? So then we just kind of go about and break some of the ones that I don't like how they're placed. These are meant to be like little pebbles and stuff in case you guys don't like understand like building techniques and stuff. Those are meant to be little pebbles. I want to make one of them activate like a redstone contraption or some shit. I think that'd be really fun. Whew. Calc is short for calculator, guys. I'm just using slang. I fucking love that guy. I love it, dude. I've had so many times when me and Nick have been fucking. Oh, there's a sign there. That's why. Me and Nick have been fucking with someone, my cousin Nick, and we'll just be like we'll just make up this fucking story, and we'll just keep backing each other up and adding details to the story like it actually happened. It's so good. Break this one right here. And then we'll break this one right here, and then we'll push it up to here, and then there. Oh my god, that chicken scared the fuck out of me. I was like, hello? I think this is fine. It feels a little less intense around the corners. Which, was it like that on here too? A little bit, yeah. So, I mean, it's fine. Toss one right there. Toss one right there. Toss one right there. Break this one. Place it back right there. Okay, I think this is starting to look a lot better. Yeah, go ahead and break that one too. Can go right there, right there. One can go right there. Boom, bam, bop. I want to get use out of these two last ones. I don't want to just leave it with two. Right there. And how about some spot like... Boom, there. Yeah. There we go. This looks fucking great. Oh yeah. Gonna jizz in my pants. Alexa, play Jizz in My Pants by The Lonely Island.
Here's in my pants.
Let's get this on the road. Alexa, stop. Yeah, I actually do think this looks really good though. Like on a serious note. I'm very happy with how this place is turning out. It's not all just going to be grass eventually. I know I should have started with the floor being stone and stuff, but I went into this build with no plan. I just built up a platform, added grass to it. These three buildings right here were the first buildings I ever did, and I was gonna do the pathing as I went along. You could see I wanted it to be all super smooth andesite. And then I was like, no, but that's boring though. With like the amount of detail and how good these buildings look, I want it to feel like lived in. That's why I started doing all these cracks, the cracked floor and stuff like this and whatnot. Oh my god, that is a stunning screenshot. Yeah, look at that. That's nice. That's so pretty. Ow, I am so sorry, everybody. We could duplicate the hay bales later. I kind of want to just hop back into the creative version and move on to the next area. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Let's go ahead and do that. I want to show you guys this game I made real quick though on my testing world. That's a bit morbid. Oh my god. This was meant to be an escape room, but I didn't like how the building was turning out. So I ended up abandoning it for the most part. This is going to be a concept for the nether portal. You can actually see these are some of the... I actually went into creative and built this up before I even went into my survival world and started building it. You can see a few differences. Like there's no logs down here at the corner, and then I kind of refined it with this one right here. I refined it a little bit with this one right here. And then, sorry, the Alexa in the living room went off and is playing the song right now. I was like, what the fuck am I hearing? So I wouldn't do this technique anymore. I would just have it like this and then like that nowadays. But, you know, that's just how it goes sometimes. So definitely there have been some additions. And then this was a concept, and I actually ended up just following this almost exactly how it was. This is the storage area for the people who work down at the docks right here. This is how it's going to look. These are some concepts for some like horse carriages and shit. I did that one, and then I built this one, which I think this one's like, I think it's like 1 too long, but other than that, I think it's fine. I added shelves right here just to kind of like when you walk up, walk along the shelves and stuff, and then you got a seat right here. And then you got a spot for the horses and whatnot. And then those are obviously the wheels of the wagon and stuff. Like, so a lot of the inspiration or like the ideas in Eigenberg started here. These are the street lamps that I'm going to be using, stuff like this. I wanted to see how diorite looked, and I think I like it better, but I'm not sure. And then we also have this. This was going to be the original 3 buildings I worked on that are like by the actual beach in Eigenberg. This is how they were going to look. And I really did not like it. So I ended up just changing course to something like this, and I ended up really, really liking how this looked. So I, you know, I went along with that. And the forgery, this is gonna be like, what this is. I'm gonna start working on some concepts and like buildings and shit for the interior of the forgery and whatnot. So that's what this is. But this is my testing world. The industrial district that I have actually uses this design for the sugarcane and bamboo farms. I think it's a bit more compact though. If I'm being honest, I can't remember. This is a clock I want to add to the top of Eigenberg. So when this goes to nighttime, this turns off this, which turns off both of these, which allows this piston to retract, which pushes, which allows this torch to turn back on, which causes this piston to push forward. And so as the day goes on, is do daylight cycle on? I don't know. I can't tell. I don't think it is. Why don't I just like stare at here for a second? No, I feel like it would have gone up more. Is it going up? I don't think it is. Anyways, I got really sidetracked by that. But basically, this is going to tell the time, so it's going to be... Honestly, it's going to be pushed out a bit more. So if I break it, it's going to be more like this. Oh, I can't actually do that, can I? No, I totally can. Just boop, boop, boop. Something like this, I guess. Yeah, but this also, yeah, look, yeah. So no, but yeah. It's going to be kind of pushed inwards a little bit. So if I build it back up, and then we kind of just go around it with sandstone like this, it's going to look like this in the town pretty much. Yeah, in the town it's going to be like that, pushed in. But that's going to be like the town's clock. I plan to have a bell that goes off every day, some bells sprouted around. This is my attempt at making a number panel. I do not know how to make one, but I have the concept down, which is good enough, I guess. But this is what I wanted to show you. This is a game right here, so if I give myself a snowball, I don't know what the fuck I was trying to do there. Sorry. The one in the living room was still playing music. So if I press this button right here, it's completely randomized. That light on means that the game is going. I know the exact angle you have to throw stuff at. I could definitely make the odds a bit higher, I will say. But you throw the snowball there, and then you get points. You can see that redstone lamp lit up. This is by far the biggest redstone contraption I've made in a long time. Fuck. I definitely got 3 there, but this is all the redstone behind it. Let me reset my score real quick. There we go. This is all the redstone that goes behind it. This is the timer for the actual round itself right here. So when you click the button to activate the round timer, what ends up happening is obviously this redstone block gets pushed over, which unlocks this circuit, and then this is the timer. This is the back and forth that allows it to randomize itself. So it comes down here, and these are the randomizers. When the sword enters this hopper right here, it gives a redstone output of 3. It activates these pistons down here, which causes them to push up. Well, meanwhile, you have a timer up here, basically, and once the timer up here activates right here, it causes this piston to extend downwards, which pushes everything back into place. And then if you actually hit the target block, this whole circuit right here, for all of it, even this one right here, activates this circuit, which comes down here, activating this stuff right here, and then causes it to keep track of your score. And then when the game is going, I have this circuit right here, which causes the light right here to turn on as well. It's a very complex redstone contraption. Very, very sophisticated. Very, very sophisticated. And then this right here is just straight up gambling. This is just straight up a lottery machine. It's 5 diamonds. So hold on. Let me clear my inventory real quick. I can show you guys. I don't know if I've showed you guys this shit before, which is why I'm showing it now, just in case. Where the fuck are the diamonds? It's 5 diamonds. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Toss that in. And once everything goes through, ooh, we got a 3 for that time. That's actually not bad. Let's see if we can, let's separate everything in the stacks of 5 now. We're gonna, like I said, separate everything in the stacks of 5 just to be sure. Alright, now we're gonna, bam, get it through to here. None came on that time, that's okay. Yeah, see, it's like you have a 1 in 5 chance. Well, no, you have a 1 in like 62,000 chance of winning it. You could definitely lower the odds a little bit, to be fair. You totally can. You just gotta remove more stackable items from the hoppers and whatnot. So once you remove the stackable items, you see 1 came on. It's a very low chance. When you do actually win, the diamonds get disposed into this chest right here. I have not won before. Those are just test runs from it. Alright, one is coming on each time. We're gonna win this soon. That's obviously what that means. It's the same one as last time. It was the same one as last time, partner. Nothing came on that time. 2 came on that time. Yeah, it's a very low chance. Like I said, it's like a 1 in 60,000 chance that you'll actually win. So it's rarer than finding a shiny Pokemon, basically, is what I'm trying to say. I forgot copper bulbs were a thing and that they are basically T flip-flops. So I made this right here, which is a, it's its own little circuit, which is a bubble elevator that, so you can see down here the copper bulb is on, but up here if I press this, it causes that to go off, and then it switches it back over. See bubbles going up, and now they're going down. So you can, it doesn't really matter. Even if I were up here, I could click it. I don't know why I would click it to go up anymore, but you could see I can. So that's what this is. That's what this circuit does right here. This is the block swapper right here. This is an automatic melon and pumpkin farm. If something grows, which I don't think anything has. So what we're going to do is we're going to lay out all the crops. Place a pumpkin right here. Does it not? Oh, it doesn't connect. Hold on, I'll show you. By breaking this. There you go. If you're wondering how this works, these observers update, which causes this repeater to go off, obviously. Causes this circuit to go off. Wait a second, hold on. Let me try something real quick. Okay, well, the design I used before in the past had like that going for it. No, bless me. Sorry. I forget why it was that specific design because it's kind of fucking dumb. But basically the way it works is, the way it worked in the past was this repeater would lock this repeater. So this one came on after, and when it would come on after, it would lock this repeater from firing again. And since this pulse stayed on longer, when the pistons extended through here, it would cause this to update, which would cause these pistons to update. So if we didn't have this, let me show you actually. I can just give you an example right now. It's better if I show you because redstone is super funky to explain. So this, I forgot we gotta face upwards for it. And then we're gonna come around here like this. Have something like this where we boom. Now watch. Ooh, it's constantly updating now. Is it 4 tick delay? Hello? Yes, it is 4 tick delay. See? Notice how that turns to bedrock? That repeater gets locked. When it turns to bedrock, that's what it means. It cannot activate anymore. Even if there's redstone going into it that's powered, because this repeater is locking it, it just simply won't power. So you can just do that. But you don't want to be too fast with it. So, but look what happens if we get rid of this repeater. You end up creating a clock, right? Which I mean is fine, but you know. Boom, there you go. That's basically how that circuit for the older model I used was. This is an automatic stone generator. It just literally what it does, that's its job, is to generate stone. Bamboo farm, obviously, I had an idea for minecarts with hoppers. It didn't end up working out, but I like the way it comes back. And then it offloads whatever it can get. I don't know why this has grown far past what it's supposed to. But yeah. Hello? Why aren't these ones growing? How fast is sugarcane growing? What's the command for tick speed in Minecraft? Hold on. Command for tick game speed. For tick speed MC Bedrock. Did they remove it? It's a game rule. Oh. Okay. Alexa, what is the tick speed of Minecraft at normal speeds?
From positionuseverything.net. Minecraft runs at a fixed rate of 20 ticks per second under normal conditions.
Yeah, I thought so. Okay, now everything's going normally. Maybe that's why this redstone over here was so laggy. Where the fuck did I make that example at? Right here. Yeah, still can't be too fast about it. But, you know, that's just basic redstone engineering. Okay, I have about 45 minutes left in the stream. But yeah, that's, I mean, I'm by no means a redstone, like, expert. I just kind of know things. I know things about redstone. Was this supposed to be the carpet duplication glitch? It was. It doesn't work anymore. I forgot. Man, they remove all the cool and, like, good, like, duplication glitches from Bedrock. Specifically, like, ones that are not a problem in Java, because in Java, it's a quote-unquote feature. TNT dupers in Java are a quote-unquote feature, but they're not in Bedrock, even though they're meant to be literally the exact same fucking game. Like, I don't understand it. It makes no sense to me. It's part of the reason why I hate Bedrock, because they remove the good shit. And Redstone in this version, even though, yes, I can do Redstone, I think it's genuinely fucking awful. I fucking hate, with a burning passion, working with Redstone and Bedrock. So I'm going to turn my camera up, because he's not in the room anymore, and just in case he runs in here. Which area should we work on next? I want to save some of these bigger areas for later on. So I think what I can do is, no, because I want to be able to experiment with areas and shit. Let's do a smaller area. Something like this, like, little enclosed space right here would do good. It's not too big, not too small. That's what she said. Yeah, something like that. You know? Alright. Let's get this show on the road. Let's go ahead and start mining out the entire area real quick. I have a spider spawner somewhere in my survival world. I just need to make sure that I can eventually convert it into a spider farm. I want to make sure that I have string, because string is how you craft wool, and wool is how you get carpet, and carpet is really good. The good news is it's also near my industrial district, so I only built it so far, and it sucks that it's so close to land, and the only reason I built it so far out away from my main base was because of the fact that, like, I fucking I didn't want it in render distance, and I had my render distance before I started using like fucking vibrant visuals. I had my render distance at like 50 chunks because it took like, it did not make my computer overheat at all. 96 chunks is where my computer started to get a little bit like flared up. It'd get to like 60 or some shit on 96 chunks, or like CPU temps and shit. And while that's like amazing temps to have, don't get me wrong, even still, I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me right now? I just didn't want that, you know, so I ended up just not fucking having it that high. Also, because there's no fucking need to have it that high either. You know what I mean? I think 24 chunks, what I have it at with Vibrant Visuals, is more than enough. So, let's get to filling in this area. Let's get to filling it in, partner. What if I just name the bait shop the Masturbator? Tim's Masturbator Shop. Nice. This is, like I said, this is a small area, so something simple to work on, not too demanding, very low key. It's still progress towards getting the main town done, which I like a lot. And when we head back into survival, I still need to do the docks as well. I know I brought it up earlier and I just didn't do it. But it's kind of a long, egregious process. Egregious, not egregious. Just because I'm going to be working around water, I know I'm going to fall in a lot, and it's just going to annoy the fuck out of me. So I'm like really holding off on that as much as I can, even though I know I need to get it done. Let me clear my inventory real quick. Okay, yeah, it's a small little like courtyard area. I do like that, how there's like buildings placed around in such a way. Also, the diagonal buildings, oh my god. Shit like this is a bit messy, but I mean, like, look at this, like, roof design right here. I mean, I think for the angle, I did the best that I could. The diagonal roofs I did really good on. Like, I'm very proud of those. And yeah, there's a bit of wonkiness here and there. Like, this backside right here looks a bit wonky. But I think it's fine. I think it does its job. And then, I do want to go show you guys the industrial district. Hold on. It's probably faster if I do this. Give me 1 second. Is it Riptide? What the fuck am I trying to type, dude? And then Anvil. I don't know if you guys know this technique or not. I actually don't know if it still works or not, granted, but... Dude, I'm just all over the place right now. What the fuck am I trying to do? Slash weather rain. Yeah, that's just faster than normal flying. Here it is. This is the industrial district I've been working on. We got sugarcane farms, like right here. You can see the minecarts going about and stuff, gathering all the sugarcane. I need to make it bigger, and I might stack them back to back if I'm being honest, just so that way they're out of the way. But it's very narrow. Right here is going to be an automatic wheat farm and carrot farm. Right here is the bamboo farm, which fuels my super smelter basically. Minecart with the hopper comes around, and you can see it down here. If I come down here, all the bamboo gets deposited into here, which goes into this auto crafter, which goes into this hopper, which this minecart then picks up, and then it deposits all the fuel over here. This is where all the fuel goes and stuff. And then well, it goes into this hopper right here, which this minecart with the hopper then picks up, and then you click the button, certain lever right here to activate the fucking to get all the fuel into the chests. And then there was another minecart up here. Oh, it's still there. Okay. So I'm confused by my own design. Hold on. Oh yeah, I think as long as like there's nothing in there to... Let me see, yeah. So then, yeah, both of these go. And it deposits all the fucking bamboo blocks into here for my super smelter and stuff. Is it a bit uneven and unfocused? Yeah, and then the spider spawner is... I built a pillar out of the cave, I believe. Is this it? This is it. The spider spawner is right down here. Which you can't really see. You can see the eyes. This is a spider spawner. Trust me. I know what I'm talking about. But yeah, that's my industrial district. It's nowhere near done yet. Also, our Nautilus pin right here, it's super duper cute. I made this for Benny because she really liked the Nautilus when they were first released. So she bred a bunch of them. And I mean, like, yeah, it's just like, it's for her. I mean, this whole area is technically her area. It's her little farm area. I built everything, granted, because she's not very good at building. She doesn't know what to do. She gets lost, scared, confused, all that jazz. So I build most of the things anyways, and then she ends up just playing with them, toying with them, and stuff. We gotta figure out how to get the sheep into this pit, because I think wolves spawn in this pen, and the wolves would kill the sheep, right? Like, if I can... Granted, I have not seen a wolf in here in a very long time, to be fair, but I'm also just like, I don't want to risk it. She would literally cry. She thinks I said this before. She thinks the fucking animals in Minecraft are alive and have emotions. So, if they're like animals she cares about in the game, she would actually just like legitimate, and I'm not like saying cry like be sad. I mean like she would actually fucking cry. So, slash. God damn it. Is it up arrow? It is. So, slash times day. There we go. I mean, this area is looking just more and more beautiful by the day, though. I forgot, this building didn't need those barrels up front, because, it was already, it already had some on the other side. But to show you how I do this, let me clear my inventory real quick. Go around right here. Gather the other blocks. You ready? I literally do the same thing I do in survival and creative. That's how I get my random like pattern layout, is I just kind of just blast my way through it, you know? And that gives us a random pattern to work with for this stuff. It's a bit all over the place and messy, yeah, but I mean it works, so I can't really complain about that, right? Like, look at how random this is. I go in, I touch up a few things where I think there's too much andesite. I kind of just alleviate some of it. I already have some of the andesite and stuff. As you can see, boom. Now we have a very good random pattern to work with. And then we start with the stone, kind of go around the corners, placing the stone, place it in just random bits. You don't want to do too much of anything, because that'll overpower the area. And give me 1 second.